Okay girls, today we're going to talk about composite functions, right? So a composite function is two functions together. So what you do is, right, you put a number into the first function, right, f we'll say, and then you take the answer and then you put that into the second function. Now that won't make sense until we do an example, right? And it is written as g little circle f, or g of f, which is read g after f. So that means you g after f means you do f first. So you put it into f, then you take the answer and you put it into g. Okay, so it'll make more sense now when we see the next bit. Okay, so if you take the functions, f of x is 2x plus 3 and g of x, so here I have two functions. Now this is the way it will be, g f of 1, that means g after f of 1. So that means do f of 1 first, as in, instead of x in f, put in a 1, get your answer. So that's what I did. Into f, I put instead of x, I put a 1. So 2 times 1 plus 3 is 5. So the answer to f of 1 is 5. But then I have to do g of the answer. So you do g of 5. So that means into g, everywhere I see an x, put in a 5, so it's 3 times x minus 1, which is 14. Okay, so your overall answer is 14. So g after f of 1, the answer is 14. So you put 1 into f, get an answer, put that answer into g. Okay, right, so we'll see an example from start to finish. Right, so here's my example. Example 1. So f of x is x plus 3, so there's one function. G of x is x squared minus 1. So the first question is, and there's 4 parts, so we'll just do one part at a time. So the first part is f g of 2. So that means, that reads f after, remember there's an after in there. So f after g of 2. So it's f after g, so that means you do g first. So into g, everywhere I see an x, I put in a 2. So I'm getting g of 2 first. So into g, instead of that x there, I'm putting a 2. So that'll be 2 squared minus 1 into the calculator with that, and you'll get 3. Okay, so I've done g of 2, the answer is 3. So now I take the answer and I put it into f. So it's f of 3. So that means into f, everywhere I see an x, put in a 3. So that would be 3 plus 3, which would be 6. So your overall answer is 6. Okay, right, that's part 1. Okay, so do you want to pause that now and take it down? Because I'm going to put the other slide on top of it. Okay, right, the next one is part 2. Is g f of minus 1. So it's g f of minus 1. So that reads g after f of minus 1. So you start with f and you put in minus 1. So you get f of minus 1 first. So into f, everywhere you see an x, put in a minus 1. So instead of that x, I'm going to put in a minus 1, and then there's a plus 3. So minus 1 plus 3 is minus 2. So that's my answer to the first bit. So I then take my answer and put it into g. So I'm now putting in minus 2 into g. So into g, everywhere I see an x, put in a minus 2. So that would be minus 2 squared plus 1 into the calculator with that would be 5. So your overall answer is 5. Okay, now the next one is part 3, is g f of x. So sorry, read it wrong, f g of x. F g of x. Now, so this time there's no number to put in, right? So we're just doing it with x. So the first bit is I have to do g of x. So so it's f after g, so that means do g first. So g of x is x squared plus 1. So that's the answer to the first bit. So then you take the answer from the first bit and you put it into f. So everywhere I see an x in f, I have to put in an x squared plus 1, because that was my answer from the first bit. So you take the answer from the first bit and you put it into the second bit. Okay, So into f, and remember f is x squared x plus 3. So instead of that x, I'm writing an x squared plus 1. So it's x squared plus 1 plus 3. So this is x plus 3. And then tidy that up, and that's x squared plus 4. So that's the overall answer there. Okay? Pause, write it down. Okay? So I'm going to do part 4 now. Right, I'm going to go back to this slide here. Actually, I'll rub this out. Read this written down. Right, well, if you haven't, pause and write it down. Right, so the last bit of the question then was part 4 was g f of x. So part 4 was find g f of x. So that reads g after f. So I have to do f first, then take the answer from f and put it into g. So I have to do f of x first. So f of x is x plus 3. So that's just the answer, because I'm not putting, they're not telling me to put in a number. They're just saying leave it as x, and that's it. Right, so then I take the answer and I put that into g. So I'm getting g of x plus 3. Right, so that means into g, instead of x, I'm writing x plus 3. So that would be x plus 3 to be squared minus 1. So instead of that x, I'm writing an x plus 3. So I have to multiply that out. So x plus 3 to be squared means x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 3. Then there's a minus 1 at the end. To multiply out two sets of brackets, you split up the first bracket, write the second bracket down twice. So it's x times x plus 3 plus 3 times x plus 3 minus 1. Multiplying out, that's x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9, and there's a minus 1 at the end. So tidying that up, that's x squared, 3x and 3x gives me 6x, and plus 9 minus 1 will give me plus 8, and that's my overall answer for that bit. So again, pause it and write it down. Okay, that's example 1. And example 2 is here. Okay, so example 2, again I have two functions. F is 2x minus 1, g is 3x plus 2. Part 1, f of g of 1. So remember, part 1, fg1 means f after g of 1. So I have to do g first, so I have to put 1 for x into g. So I do g of 1. So g of 1 is, everywhere I see an x, put in a 1. So it's 3 times 1 plus 2. Into the calculator, that'll give me 5. But now I take the answer and I put it into f. So I have to get f of 5. So that would be, everywhere I see an x, put in a 5. So that's 2 times 5 minus 1, which is 9. Okay, that's your overall answer. So part 2 asks me to get g f of minus 3. So that reads g after f of minus 3. So I have to do g after f means I do f first. So f of minus 3 first. So into x, into f, everywhere I see an x, put in a minus 3. So that's 2 times minus 3 minus 1 into the calculator, that's minus 7. Okay, so then I have to take that answer and put it into g. So I have to get g of minus 7. So to get g of minus 7, so that means everywhere I see an x in g, I put in a minus 7. So that would be 3 times, remember g is 3x plus 2. So it's 3 times minus 7 plus 2, which into the calculator will give me minus 19. That's my overall answer. So again, girls, pause now and write that down, because I need to rub it out. Okay. And part 3 then, right, so part 3 reads g f of x. So part 3 is GF of X. So I've no number to put in, so I'll just be dealing with X's here. So GF of X means do G after F. So I have to do F of X first. So F of X is just the function 2x minus 1. So then I take the answer from the first part and I put it into G. So everywhere into G, everywhere I see an X, I'm putting in a 2x minus 1. So G read 3x plus 2. So that's 3 times 2x minus 1 plus 2. Multiply it out, that's 6x minus 3 plus 2. And that would be 6x minus 1. Minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. Okay, and then the last part, part 4, is FG of X. So it's similar, but it's the opposite way around, because this is G after F, this is F after G. So this time I have to do G first. So G of X is 3x plus 2. Right, and then I have to take that answer, which is 3x plus 2, and put it into F. So into F, everywhere I see an X, I put in a 3x plus 2. So it's 2 times 3x plus 2 minus 1. So that's 6x plus 4 minus 1, which is 6x plus 3, and that's your answer. Okay, sorry, I'll move it up there. Now you can write that, pause and write that into your notes. Okay, right, and then homework, right, for tomorrow is page 147. Have a go at 12, 13, 14 and 15. And again, message me if you get stuck on any of them, right, and I can do them out on the video. Okay.